Headed out to go do Wildcat, which is not a fun hike from what I remember. Wildcat! Alright, so I had several packages here at Rattle River waiting for me. I got a new pair of Ultras, which is awesome. And then I didn't realize, but I had two friends who wanted to send me drop boxes, and I had them both sent here. But let's dig into it and see what I got here. This is from Birdman and Worm, and I kind of halfway opened it, and they hooked it up, man. I got some pepper steak. Hold on, I'm gonna lay all this out and let you see, man. They hooked it up. This is insane. Dude, there's a Mountain House. There's two things of freaking awesome jerky. Carnation instant breakfast. Like 6 candy bars. We got rice for dinners. We got all kinds of stuff. Oatmeals. Look at all the combos. Wafers. Oh, wait. I left something in the box. That's an amazing amount of really good instant coffee, too. This is so awesome, you guys. Thank you so much. This is badass, man. That is an awesome resupply. You guys know me really well. I miss you guys. I wish you were still out here. Thanks, Birdman and Worm. I hiked with Squirt in 2016. Thanks for sending me this, Squirt. Let me dig into it. Squirt, you rock. I got a couple dinners. I got bars. I got all kinds of snack sticks and fancy beef sticks. I have what looks to be really good dried fruit. Almost like a, I don't know. It tastes good though. I just tasted some double dark chocolate protein cookie. I got some awesome chocolate here, dark chocolate with caramel. And then we got apple rings, apricots, and mango. Oh my God. That's like my most favorite thing in the world is dehydrated or dried mango. Oh my God, Squirt. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Thank you, Birdman and Worm. Thank you, Squirt. This is more food than I ever could have imagined anybody sending me. And I'm going to have to ship some ahead because this is a lot of food. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Mahalo. Alright, so after being an idiot and leaving my debit card in Lincoln, I lucked out because Rattle River ended up having to run a shuttle to like Woodstock and Lincoln anyway. Well, not a shuttle, but they had to run down there for errands, and they were able to take me. So I didn't have to do like the 9.5 hour AMC shuttle because I don't want to give the AMC my money because they just got dropped off at Pinkham Notch Visitor Center by Rattle River and headed out to go do Wildcat, which is not a fun hike from what I remember. Wildcat! Yeah, man, I got my debit card back yesterday. Rattle River gave me a ride down to, back down to Lincoln, and I got my card, so let's go get Wildcat. Alright, I'm currently climbing Wildcat. The last time I climbed this, I almost quit the trail. I was mentally and physically pretty much freaking broken. I had a partially torn labrum in my left shoulder. Halfway up, I broke one of my trekking poles. Shortly after, my other trekking pole broke. And then I got an ocular migraine in my left eye and lost all the vision in my left eye and a pounding headache. And I decided I was going to quit the trail. I turned around, I went back down to Pinkham, and I caught a shuttle to, at the time, what was called the White Mountain Hostel. Now it's Rattle River. And I think I took like 4 or 5 days off before I was able to get back on the trail and finish. This time around, I'm in much better shape, with the exception of my knee. I think I did a little bit of damage to my knee the other day coming down Madison. I should have put a brace on, and I didn't. I pushed myself, so my knee's really bothering me today. It bothered me when I woke up this morning and walked downstairs, so you can imagine this stuff's killing my knee right now. But I know that from this mountain, man, just got to go really slow and take your time. Don't push. When you push, you get hurt. So, oh, that's the worst one I had in a while. I was walking up here. I didn't see this tree. Walk head first into it right there. Yeah, I cracked myself good right there.
It's like a hiker, man.
Just when you think you're starting to make progress. Alright, I think it's about 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock, and I am coming up to the Carter Notch hut right now. I think I'm going to take a quick break, chillax for a little bit, eat some lunch, and then push on to the Imp campsite, which is probably like another 8 or 9, something like that. Whew. I made it up to Carter Dome, making progress. Whew, not an easy hike today, man. I think I still have probably 3 or 4 miles left, and I think it's like 4 o'clock already. Oh yeah, beautiful. trail's kicking my butt, man. All this like technical crap right at the end of the day when you just want to be done. And this is only like a 13-mile day, maybe. It's taking me all freaking day to do this. Yo, it's really cold right now, and I don't have gloves, so you gotta get creative. We got some farm to feet, farm to hands. All right, so last night I wanted to try to hit the Imp campsite, IMP.
Oh, the Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah, the Tyrion Lannister campsite. But I rolled up there, and that's like an AMC campsite, and I don't like paying for campsites, but I was whooped, and I was like, you know what, I'll pay the $10, whatever. So I rolled in there. I looked all around for the caretaker. Caretaker was nowhere to be found. I found some other people that were camping there. Asked if they knew where the caretaker was. Caretaker was nowhere around. But so I said, all right, I'll just set up on one of the tent pads. But every tent pad in the entire campground had like 5 tents on it. It was all filled up. The shelter was just about full. There wasn't much space in the shelter. And you know, if you've been following this vlog, you know I don't shelter sleep because number one, I hate snores, and number two, I don't want mice doing like acrobatic flips over my face in the middle of the night, dumping turds into my mouth. Like, I am not down for that. So I decided, you know, I'm just gonna push on. I went about a mile up. F-Word and I found somewhere flat to camp, and we called it a night. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of this whole setup through the whites. I love the whites. The whites are beautiful. It's tough hiking, but it's beautiful hiking. But what I don't like about it is this whole established campground hut system. You know, people pay $160 a night to sleep in those huts and all the AMC huts, and then they offer work for stay for thru-hikers, and you end up in a mad dash with all the other thru-hikers trying to run to this hut. You know, by 5 o'clock so you can get a work for stay, and it kind of puts people in precarious positions because sometimes there's no other places to camp around the hut. So if you get denied for a work for stay, you might end up walking like 3 hours in the middle of the night across rocky, dangerous terrain until you can find somewhere else to sleep at night. You know, and then you have these campgrounds, which, you know, it's a bunch of tent platforms set up with a spring nearby, and you pay $10 to sleep there. I'm okay with that, you know, whatever. I'm okay to give back to the AMC or whatever. But for instance, last night, like I come up, I'm ready to give them $10 and there's nowhere to even sleep. So what do I do then? You know, it's like you're putting me in a position where either I got to walk another 8 miles down to a road and go sleep somewhere, or I got to do what you guys tell me not to do, and that's set up somewhere where I shouldn't be setting up. So the whole system's whack. So a cold front ended up coming in yesterday. And I almost broke my ankle. Whew. Let's start that one over. That hurt. Like I was saying, cold front came in yesterday, and it was cold. It was probably like, I don't know, mid-40s most of the day. And then by the time I got to camp last night, it was probably like 38 or something. I don't know. It was really cold. This morning it's freezing. I think it's probably like 36 degrees. Didn't want to get out of the tent this morning. I hate getting out of the tent when it's cold, but kind of forced myself to. The knee is really, really bothering me. I got a brace on right now, but I'm not going to do a whole lot today. I got an 8-mile hike into Gorham, back to Rattle River. And I'm either going to stay at that hostel again tonight, which I can't really afford to do, or I'm going to hang out there most of the day and then stealth camp not too far from there. But I got to take some time off and ice my knee because it's jacked right now. Oh man. Tell you what, My knee is pretty jacked right now. It's gonna be slow going, man. This is got about 7 miles left, and it may just take me 7 hours. I hope not, but whew, feeling pretty sore right now. Yes, the thru-hike has officially ended. I am now living at Rattle River Hostel here in New Hampshire, right? Yeah, I'm still in New Hampshire.
We're done.
I'm eating waffles.
We're done with this.
We're done. We're done with this trail. It's gonna rain. I'll melt if I'm in the rain because I'm over it. You know, Wicked Witch of the West style or East or whatever the hell it was. Thru-hike's over. I'm sorry to disappoint all of you. I got waffles to eat. You're in for a treat. These are Chewbacca pickup lines.
They don't call me Chewy for no reason. Maybe you can find my other furry places.
Alright, I have officially moved into Rattle River. My thru-hike, yes, it is over. Especially because now I got people playing board games with me. I'm playing Ticket to Ride with, what's your name?
Rocket.
Rocket, and how old are you?
9.
Awesome.
Citizen, and I am 26 years old.
And I'm Griz, I'm 14. What color's in front?
I'm easily 1 point.
Ah! All kinds of grub going on at Rattle River. Chicken soup, chicken parm, pasta, pizza, all kinds of goodness. Alright, I'm in Walmart right now. In the past 6 days, I've hiked a combined total of 21 miles. I'm staying at Rattle River again, zeroing today. My knee feels a lot better than it did. Unfortunately, last night I went to put a pizza in the oven at the hostel, and when I did that, I burnt a probably about an 8-inch hole in the sleeve of my puffy jacket. So I patched it up with duct tape. It's completely functional, but the whole jacket smells like burnt hair, and it's making everything in my pack smell like burnt hair right now. So I'm at Walmart. I'm picking up a $25 synthetic puffy. It's a little heavy, but it's warm and it'll get the job done. I gotta get some food now. We're gonna do a big group meal tonight. Everybody pitched in $5. We're gonna do chili and baked potatoes later. I'm finishing up my shopping. I got my puffy. I gotta get some food for now because I am hungry. Last episode, you guys asked me a bunch of questions. Here's the answers. Alright, one of the most frequently asked questions I get is what kind of camera do I shoot with and what type of shooting gear do I use? I use a Sony FDR X3000. I've previously had a GoPro Hero 5 Black. I ended up getting rid of that because of the image stabilization. In GoPro, in order to stabilize the image, they crop it to get rid of the shake in the image. So they do the image stabilization in the software. With this camera, they have built-in image stabilization into the lens. So if you notice, when I'm walking with the camera, you get a very slight motion like this. And when I had a GoPro and I tried to accomplish the same thing, it looked like this. So that's why I got this camera. It does shoot in 4K, however, all my videos are shot in 1080p due to the file size that's associated with the 4K video. It's just too big to be able to work with and upload in the field. In addition to that, let's see here. I also use a cheap Walmart version of the GorillaPod. It's really heavy, but I needed a tripod because the tripod I started with failed. And this was a cheap alternative. And because, you know, most of my gear is so light, I'm completely okay with carrying a big heavy tripod. This is a cell phone mount because a lot of the time lapses I shoot, I actually shoot with this, which is a Samsung Galaxy S7 Active. And the only other piece of gear I use for shooting is my trekking pole. And a lot of the shots I get that are real close to the ground or extended selfie shots are taken by just wrapping my tripod around the end of my trekking pole. And that enables me to get shots that are real low to the ground or spin it around and get selfie shots. Now, I've been asked on several occasions, what type of mounting system do I use? Because, you know, you guys often see my camera on the shoulder strap of my pack. What I use on my shoulder strap is a Sony backpack mounting system. It consists of this strap and this clip with a tripod mount on the top. And let me show you how this thing works and how it attaches. You basically have a hunk of molded cardboard here. It's kind of molded to the shape of my shoulder. This fits behind the shoulder strap. You have a clip here. This goes here. The strap slides around behind the shoulder strap, holding that cardboard piece in place. It threads up through a hole here like that. You pull it tight, connects to Velcro on the back, and then this flap covers that Velcro, and that is how it's mounted. Then you have your clip. Your clip slides in, snaps, and then it's easily released by going like that. Now, about 90% of what I shoot is actually directly from that shoulder mount on my backpack. And because the image stabilization is so good in this camera, I'm able to get away with it. The other thing that this clip enables me to do is it's very easy to quickly release this camera. And a lot of the stuff, when you see me just grab the camera and spin it around and stuff, it's not even hooked up to a selfie stick. I just simply unclip it from my shoulder strap, turn the camera around, and shoot. A lot of you have also asked me about what type of editing software I use. I have a secret weapon. I actually don't do really any of my editing. I have an amazing trail angel who decided he was like generous enough to donate his time to help me out with my YouTube channel. His name is David Mills. I believe he uses Adobe After Effects and a couple other programs to do the editing. And he is crushing it, man. I'm so thankful to have David help me out with this stuff. This vlog probably wouldn't look like 25% as good if I didn't have him helping me out with it. So thanks a lot, David. All right, so another question is, will I be hiking any other long trails? The current plan is to finish the Appalachian Trail, get to Katahdin before my body freezes into a solid chunk of ice. After that, next summer, I am hoping to island hop in Hawaii where I live and complete as many of the awesome trails there as I possibly can. So it'll be a short break from the long distance trails. But then 2020, I do plan on finishing the Pacific Crest Trail, and we'll see if 2021 or 2022 brings the CDT. I haven't quite decided yet. But in between hiking the long distance trails, I will be vlogging all of my hikes in Hawaii, and I'll be doing pretty regular gear reviews. Okay, are there any sections of trail that I found disheartening and made me want to quit last time that made me feel the same way this time? Yes. The whole section from Madison Springs all the way down to Pinkham Notch, and then the Wildcats after that. The last time I did them, I had a horrible time. My body was banged up. I had a partially torn labrum. I injured my knee coming down Madison. I was in really bad shape, and I came very close to quitting the trail. This time around, I didn't really come close to quitting at all, but the same thing happened. When I was coming down Madison, I re-injured my knee. I had to take a bunch of time off. I had to stay at Rattle River Hostel, and the section it was pretty disheartening. Like, it brought my morale way down. Made it through it though, and I'm still powering on. As far as favorite sections of trails so far, Maine's my favorite section of trail. It's probably some of the most difficult hiking on the entire trail, but it's also the most gratifying. So I love all of Maine. Second place is probably North Carolina, and third I'd have to go with Virginia. Sure, there are sections in between all of that, you know, in each state, which I love and hate, but I'm not going to get too in depth into that stuff because I have a lot more questions to answer here. Okay, did I have any issues with ticks along the way or insects? I started out using a kind of all-natural insect repellent. It lasted maybe 2 days. It didn't work very well, so I transitioned to DEET, which worked pretty well against the mosquitoes. As far as ticks, I sprayed my shoes and gaiters with permethrin like 2 or 3 times along the trail. I only found 2 ticks on me the entire trail. Luckily, neither of them were deer ticks, so ticks weren't a real big problem for me. I did check myself 3 or 4 times a day throughout, you know, the heat of the summer, and yeah, no big problems with ticks. I lucked out. So when it comes to the whites and work for stay at the huts, I did not do any work for stays. But generally when you do a work for stay, you end up doing all the dishes and stuff for all the guests after the crew at the huts feed the guests dinner. You clean up, you sweep the dining room, you wipe down the tables, you do dishes. I was turned away for a work for stay, so I'm not going to get too into that. I had a hell of a night. It wasn't happy, and I'm not a big fan of the hut system. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, am I still a fan of my backpack and my tent? Yes, they are still my 2 favorite pieces of gear. The Z-Pack's Plexamid, I've had absolutely no issues with it whatsoever. I love the freaking tent. My pack has gotten a little bit of wear and tear since I did my review on it, but it's holding up really nice. And I'm going to be doing follow-up reviews on my tent and my pack when I'm done the Thru-hike or when I'm closer to completion. And you guys make sure you stay tuned for that. And I'll delve a little deeper into those two gear items. Okay, am I happy with my daily average? Daily average, schmaverage, I could care less as long as I finish the trail. I'm not out here to, you know, beat any speed records or, you know, super test myself to see how quickly I can do the trail. I'm out here to enjoy the trail, enjoy all the people I meet on it, and, you know, smile. And so far, I've been able to do that. There have been a couple injuries. I've been able to hop off trail, visit people. So, you know, would I like to have completed the trail quicker? I don't care. I'm getting it done, and that's all that matters to me. Okay, am I happy with my rain jacket? I started out with a Berghaus Vaporlight Hypersmock. I love that jacket, but unfortunately I had it for several years and the thing was pretty whooped. When the thing took a dump on me, I could not afford a new Berghaus. They're like $300. So I started using a Frog Togs. I was happy with that, but the jacket started soaking through on me. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to spend some money and get a rain jacket. So I bought a Montane Minimus. It's absolutely horrible and it wets through quicker than the Frog Togs did. If I were to do this all over again, I would probably buy a Helium 2 or I would go with another Frog Togs. Have I met any sketchy people on trail? The only sketchy person I've met on the entire trail is the one that I see when I put my camera in selfie mode or when I look in the mirror. It's the only sketchy guy I've seen. So I haven't gotten to all of the questions, but I'm in kind of a time crunch today. It's my birthday, so I want to enjoy the next hour or two, get all this stuff uploaded for you so we can get this episode out. And I got to hit the trail today and get some miles in because we're starting to hit like freezing temperatures and I'm still like at least a week and a half away from Katahdin. I got to get there. But I'll have another Q&A coming up soon, so if I didn't get to your question, I'll get to it in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate all of you who have subscribed and supported me on this hike. You guys rock. Mahalo.